Hello everyone, I'm your hostess with the mostest 8-second gaming, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the 3 most underrated legends in Apex. Playing an underrated legend has a lot of benefits that we will be getting into, so let's break it all down. But if you guys are looking to take your Apex skill to the next level, then you need to check out the GameLeap website right now. Over there we have top level coaches, including myself, creating the best, most highly informative guides to make you the best player you could possibly be. We have legend guides, gun guides, VOD reviews, and much more, so no matter what you struggle with as a player, we have a solution for you. So click the link in the description, pick yourself up a membership, and start to improve today. But okay, with that out of the way, let's hop right into things. And to be clear, to be an underrated legend, you have to have a low pick rate and still be good in different ways. For example, if you take a look at a legend like Ballistic, he does have a low pick rate of 1.8% at the time of writing this, but he isn't that good in the current meta. He is very niche, so he doesn't really fit the underrated role. So who does fit in this role? And well, let's start off with our first one, and that is going to be Vantage. Now, Vantage currently has a 2% pick rate, and that is very low for a legend that is as strong as she is. Vantage opens up a ton of possibilities in your own personal playstyle. She's a very unique legend with what her kit offers. Starting off, her passive allows you to get so much information without even needing to fire a single bullet. If you're just looking around, scanning the horizon, and you happen to see somebody, you will know what that person's armor is, what their team's armor are, and if they have any teammates to begin with. Getting all of that information can be very crucial to seeing if you actually want to take a fight or not. Because if your team is all on very weak armors and you happen to see somebody and you see that they're on purple and reds, you probably don't want to take that fight. Again, if you're scanning around and you see somebody and you see that they're just a solo, you will know that you can easily wipe that fight up. Because how many times has this happened to you where you see somebody, you think they're a solo, you go to try and fight them, and then it turns out they are a full 3-stack and you end up dying because you just played the fight improperly. I know it's happened to me a time or two, but Vantage completely circumvents that because she just allows you to get all that passive information with her passive. But that's not even all that her kit has to offer, because her tactical is also insanely strong in different ways. Being able to take hard, aggressive off angles and also being able to take high ground at a whim is very strong. Now, I'm not gonna lie, Echo does have its own disadvantages. In the middle of a fight, you have to kind of position Echo, you have to kind of keep track of where they are, and it's not as fast as other legends like Horizon or Pathfinder at taking high ground, but it is still a very strong ability. Do not get that wrong. Being able to have this in your back pocket to be able to escape or take a new angle or take high ground or get back to your teammates or jump on somebody that's been singled out is very good. I do think that this ability could be a little bit better, especially with Vantage's hitbox, but it is still an insanely strong ability that has a lot of different play potential in a lot of different situations. And if you start to pick Vantage up and you start to look at it in different spots, you'll see that there are so many different ways. My personal favorite way to use Echo is to actually get out of Bangalore ults, because if you just send Echo straight up and jump towards him, then you will be above the Bangalore ult as it goes off. Now, do be warned, if you try to do this, you will be very vulnerable, so you have to do it at the right time. But if you do time it properly, it can be very beneficial to you. So we've covered her passive and her tactical, so now let's hop into the ultimate. And their ultimate is where she really starts to shine, because she is one of 2 legends that has the ability to run 3 weapons. But this weapon passively charges ammo over time, and it gives you a nice damage increase whenever you are able to hit somebody. And trust me, you'll be hitting people a lot more often than you think, because the bullet size is actually ridiculously big. It is very forgiving, and on top of that, she also shows you exactly where to aim with the little blue circle. It's surprisingly easy to hit people. But being able to run 3 different weapons like this is very good for the flexibility of the game. Being able to be dynamic and being able to flow into different types of team comps is very strong. And Vantage does that very easily, because it doesn't matter what kind of playstyle your teammates want to have, you will be able to do it. If they want to play edge, it's okay, because you can have 2 very aggressive guns and just have the sniper rifle to either initiate fights or chase kills down. Or if your teammates want to play hard zone, again, you can carry 2 aggressive guns but still have your sniper rifle for poking while teams are running in trying to get positions in zone. She unlocks so much potential for your loadout that it is ridiculous. And yeah, some people do run 2 sniper rifles with her, but you don't really have to. You can run shotgun SMG on her and be perfectly fine, even in long range fights, because you have your ultimate. This type of flexibility is unmatched on any other legend, so I think Vantage is actually a super underrated pick right now. and I definitely think if you're looking for a very unique legend, you should definitely check her out. But now we can move into our next legend, and this one has a 1.3% pick rate, and this is going to be Newcastle. Now for people that have been fans of the channel for a while, you'll know that I am a huge fan of Newcastle. I think he is the most underrated support and one of the ones that will absolutely carry not only you, but your team if you learn to master him. Newcastle's entire kit revolves around just carrying your team to victory. How, you might ask? Well, let's hop into his passive. And on surface level, his passive doesn't seem too flashy, you just drag somebody while they're down. But this can be the saving grace of a lot of different games. Because how many times have you guys had this in solo queue or with your teammates where they just run out into the open and die and then get thirsted? But with Newcastle, you have that extra little shield in front of you to help them survive as you're dragging them back to safety. You can put them in a better spot. You can tell them exactly where you want them to be because you just literally sit them in the corner. Once they're up, they heal, they're back in the fight, and they're ready to go. With any other legend, that would not be possible. But Newcastle unlocks that avenue, and it is fantastic. Now, I will admit with Newcastle, his tactical is definitely the weakest part of his kit. The shield can be very weak if people decide to teamfire it. However, if people are focusing the shield and not you, that does give you good opportunities to play around. If somebody sprays at your shield, cool, because now you have a window of opportunity where they are reloading, where you can either push out for free or do stuff that you normally wouldn't be able to do. The shield is not meant to be a game-winning ability. It is meant to be a distraction for you to play around. And yes, I do admit it could have a little bit more health because right now it is a little weak in my opinion, but I think if they made it any stronger, the ability would just be too game-breaking. Right now it's already good. It can be used in a bunch of different situations. You can use it as like a pseudo Gibby bubble to have some bubble fights. You can use it to block grenades. You can use it to block gunfire from a different direction while you're rezzing when your shield's facing one way. You can use it to push buildings potentially. There's so many different ways to use this. The only limitation is your imagination. And his ultimate is literally the greatest ultimate for a support. Supports all fall under one big pitfall. They are very easily singled out. So in fights, if your teammates aren't really paying attention and they allow the enemies to walk up on you, or something goes wrong, usually supports will have to blow a very big game-winning ability in order to actually get out of that situation, and it does lead to their team losing. But with Newcastle, you can actually play super aggressive and super split from your team. If somebody tries to roll up on you and tries to single you out, guess what? You can jump back to your team or jump to a brand new location with new fortification around you, giving you a great spot to play. Newcastle is one of the only support legends who can actually play solo. You want to take hard, aggressive off angles? You can. If you think about somebody like Gibraltar, he can't really go split from his team. If he tries to go off on his own, the enemy team is just going to swanton him and he is going to be forced to use his bubble, which is probably still going to lead to him being dead. Not with Newcastle though, because again, he just jumps to his team. Now, like I said before, I have been a fan of Newcastle for such a long time, and people that have been watching this channel for a while will know that. But I'm going to continue to be a Newcastle fan until you people realize it, and I'm going to keep just jamming it down your throats. Pick up Newcastle if you're a support player, see how amazing he is, start winning games, and thank me later. But now we can hop into our last legend and the most underrated, because this legend only has a 1.1% pick rate, and that is Crypto. Now, Crypto flies under the radar literally with his drone, but also in game because a lot of people don't really understand the type of playstyle that Crypto needs. And that's because the meta moved away from the style of play that Crypto wants, and people just had kind of forgotten about him as the meta shifted back in his favor. Crypto wants to do one thing in particular. He wants to get a spot in zone, he wants to bunker up, and he wants to just play on his drone until the end game. He wants to scout out the best locations. He wants to see where people are around him. He doesn't really want to get into a ton of altercations, and that is what the meta is right now in terms of hard zone playstyles. Now, I will admit Crypto is a little bit weaker with those hard zone playstyles since he can no longer scan ring consoles, but him being a recon legend is also really good because he can remotely scan the UAVs and be able to see where everybody is on the map without having to risk himself. So if you guys are making a rotation and you're not sure which direction you want to go, Crypto could slam down a UAV, see where everybody is playing, and figure out the best rotation option to go for. And then once you're there, if there's a UAV nearby, he can use it, but remember, you can only use one UAV per game, so use it wisely. Now with Crypto's abilities, yes, they all do rely on the drone, so there is a huge weak point in that. And he also doesn't really have a passive, but his drone is so strong in so many different points of the game that it really does make up for the fact of him not having a passive. Being able to constantly scan where everybody is, see where everybody's playing, see where they're focusing, see where they're not looking is very strong. You can start to plan endgame rotations, you can start to plan out endgame positionings, and you can start to see where everybody's going to be focusing and see where you need to be playing to not be focused. Being able to get this type of information in a fight will give you such a leg up. Nobody else will have this information. Everybody else is just going to be guessing on where they need to be playing. But if you know exactly where the weak spots are in everybody's armor, then you'll be able to exploit that very easily. And once you get Crypto to an endgame circle and he is able to EMP and hit a bunch of different people, it goes crazy. Everybody's going to be stunned, everybody's going to have 50 less armor, and your teammates are going to be able to just go ham while you are resetting your drone. Crypto can easily close out games with all the information that he can get, all of the damage he can do, and the positions that he can set your team into. Do be warned though, if you are going to be playing a Crypto, I highly recommend that you use a defensive legend like Caustic or Watson, because if you're just going to be sitting on your Game Boy the entire game, some other team is definitely going to try to mess with you, and you're going to need somebody to keep them at bay. But let me know your favorite underrated legend in the comments down below. And if you guys want to stay up to date with the latest, greatest, epic legend tips, tricks, and news, don't forget to smash the like, subscribe button. Thanks so for watching. Once again, amazing game, and I'll see you guys in the next one.